Hello, students, and welcome to your slope-intercept quiz review. What I'd like to do today is break this into multiple video parts. This is part one, going over numbers 1 and 2 for starters. Sketch the graph of each line, but make a 4-column table of values before graphing. So down below number 1, y equals x minus 3, I've made my table. My table consists of x, our equation, y, and our coordinates. Choose a negative, 0, and positive number for your x values, and then plug them into your equation and calculate your y values. And then carefully plot those coordinates on your graph. So let's go plot each one of these coordinates that you see here on our graph now. So let's zoom out so we can see them at the same time. Let's plot -2, -5. So start at the origin and go left 2, down 5. And then 0, -3, or our y-intercept right there, and +2, -1. Looks like those points fall in the line, so that's a good thing. Go ahead and take your ruler and draw your line through those points with arrows at both ends. And you've done it. You've made a great graph for number 1 with a y-intercept of -3 and a slope of 1. Checking out number 2, we've got an equation y equals -1/2 x plus 1. So make your 4-column table, 4 rows. Pick some negative, 0, and positive values, but choose wisely here because you're multiplying those by 1/2. So I picked all even numbers with the exception of 0. Plug them in and calculate to get your y values. So here's our y values. And now we're ready to plot those coordinates on the right-hand side of the table. So zooming back out to our graph, let's plot our first coordinate at -4, +3. So left 4 and up 3. And 0, 1, and 4, -1. Those points are in a line. It looks good with a y-intercept of 1 and a slope of -1/2. Grab your ruler and draw your line as straight as you can through those points with arrows at both ends, and you've done it. You've made 2 great graphs by first making a table of values. Do you think we could do this without making a table? Let's take a look at the next couple equations. 3 and 4, you don't need to make a table. Instead, just identify the y-intercept and the slope and use that information to graph it. So this right here is called slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. This is the y-intercept. So identify that in each one of these equations. Though there is no number in number 4, so it must be 0. So you can write a +0 there if it makes you feel better. Next, the slope. Identify the slope in both equations. So we're going to write these down. I'm going to write m equals -1/2 for this one. And on the right, I'm going to write m equals +1/5. And b equals 2 for the equation on the left. And b equals 0. So you're first going to plot your y-intercept. So go to 2 on the y-axis. That's your vertical axis. And plot your first point. Now using your slope, this is a nice negative slope. So you're going to go down from there and 2 to the right. So from the y-intercept, go down 1 and go 2 to the right. Down 1, 2 to the right. Reverse that pattern to plot some points on the left side of the y-intercept. And draw your line with a ruler. You've done it. That's a great looking graph. Just draw your line with the ruler with arrows at both ends. Much faster than making a table, right? Go to number 4. Plot your y-intercept, which is 0, right in the middle on the y-axis. Use your slope. It's a positive slope, so you're going to go up 1 to the right 5 from that y-intercept. So up 1 to the right 5, and you're quickly out of space. You can reverse that pattern and do down and to the left, and draw your line through your points with a ruler with arrows at both ends, and you've got 2 great looking graphs. Okay, zooming out, there's your 4 graphs, and this is part 1 of your quiz review.